Wemeli ka Congress ubare unong elam jong kanyang Pyrshah hapo ka yung dorbar tawain ka jylla uba Roni Vilingdo. Ulong ba ka jingmi no na po ka dorbar kamday ba Pyrshah ya ka Mang Tyngka handay namar ba klembut ya ki kendon punya dorbar. Habay kran ba ki katu kani kalat patay Khubor uba Roni ulong ba jenda kila Kubur ban pinti kana ba kanum jasu kumni hadin habut ki Emily kanyang Pyrshah kila hun. Handay haba ya ka sur bat ka jing petsngo jong kanyang Pyrshah la su yo right no om don chu da kiwei pat kilinti light na kijing mi beit no napo kadorba unang ilam ka Congress ubla ongru ka badon kam ban bu di ki kendon ban penya di ki dorbar kat kum ki kendon jo ka yeng ban na kalyang jo ki Emily kalyang Pyrshah kila kedo ya ka Jingbakla pan ban ki klam snap satya.
I think we walked out. We're not against the budget. We walked out because rules were not followed. Okay. Now, an assembly. We consider legislature supreme, and if in a supreme institution rules are not followed, then what will happen to other institutions? We walked out not, because we're against the budget or anything like that, but then rules have to be followed. And you see now, information can be disseminated in matter of seconds. Now the House is conducted in English. Now, if all this goes and other assemblies observed, they'll say, what is happening to Meghalaya Legislative Assembly? See, it's not a question of any bill or anything, the budget. See, it's very important that rules are followed and the House is conducted as per the rules and procedure of the House. That is all. And, we had pointed an anomaly. All they could have done was say, okay, this will not be repeated in future. We would have been very happy. But then if views and opinions are expressed by the opposition, are trampled upon, then we are left with no option but to walk out. You see now, for example, we were given 3 days. Why this happened is because the government didn't anticipate, their business. I think they needed about 4 or 5 days. They didn't anticipate, that's why, they had to resort to this. So this also reflects badly in the government. Because as the BSc, we have no business, in the list of items to be taken up. We are only, the amount of time that will be given for the session.
Emily kalyang Pyrshah bagan to biya kasing Congress, VPP, bat TMC, hindi kasi kabakot jong kadorbar, lami jindat no na po kayong dorbar, haswa bo uminti rang ba ka jylla, unjuba biya kajing etay halo ka Mang Tyngka, baka sorkar kalawanra. Kani kajing mino jong baro ki Emily kalyang Pyrshah kalong hadin ba u Emily ka Congress na umsning u Dr. Celestin Lingdo ulapan pao ya kajing bam so yahap ba haswa bo uminti rang ba unjubab ya kajing etay halo ka Mang Tyngka lawanra aswa ya ka demand for grants na markat kum kajing penpao u Emily ya ka demand for grants ladep panbo ag sitoding jong katayo kabaladep.
You see, today under the rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, there is a provision that if rules are not followed or if the sequence of events to pass certain bills or budget is not followed, any member can raise a point of order. So in layman's term, I raised that point of order mentioning that the due process for passing the budget was not observed. So I called the attention of the chair to study the provision of Rule 142 and 143, where it has clearly stated that the budget has to be disposed of in 2 stages. Stage number 1 is the general discussion. Stage number 2 is voting on demand for grants. So in stage number 1, how it has to be carried out, Rule 143 has clearly spelled out during the general discussion there should be no voting on the demand for grants. But that is exactly what we did last Friday, where the general discussion on the budget was not completed, but the voting on the demand for grants was placed in the House and voting was done in contravention of the provision of Rule 143. Now, in layman's term, we say, what is the end of the general discussion of the budget? The end of discussion is signified or shown by the reply of the finance minister on the general discussion on the budget. That signifies the end of general discussion. But as we see today, the reply of the finance minister is placed today, which clearly indicates that what was done on Friday was totally against the rules. So that is why after we raise the point of order, the chair has not given the ruling, then all the members in the opposition feel it that unless the rules are followed, the members sitting in the opposition feel that there is no use for them to be inside the house. That is why we walked out.